out in the eastern Main Road. I got no issues for you. Payarco towards Huey, a little volume there. Charlieville by Monroe Road, you're going to get some volume as you head northbound. But nothing really except when you get into the capital. Automara Val beginning to build. Nothing on the Solo, nothing in San Fernando. Quick traffic update, pretty light this morning. Let's you send us hellos this first thing this morning. First off the gate, it's Ken E. Yeah, good morning. And the weekend, Maria Marva, Godzilla in Valencia, Oliver Man Warren, DJ Ray out in Delaware, Miss Ingrid in Tucson, Arizona, Rena Boodoo Jennings, good morning, neighbor. Carol here, yeah, Carol again. Carol Guevara, TGIF. DJ Sleepy is in the house. CJ from New York, good morning. Trev, boy, Trev, you got up late. You got up late. Good morning to you. Ms. Maloney Doodoo, good morning. Have a terrific day and a fantastic weekend and be safe. All right. Taking a look at the weather for today 25 at Piarco, 24 at Crown Point in our beautiful sister isle of Tobago. All right, what the weather is going to be like for today? I did get a weather update. Where did it go? Here it is. Um, Cloudiness with isolated showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast as tropical wave number 4 makes its way across the country. Of course, convergence and instability will maintain unsettled conditions into the weekend, and of course, they're pretty much saying with the passing of this tropical wave, which also signals the start of the rainy season. Of course, hurricane season starts on Thursday, first day of June. All right, check in some temps. Toronto, you're 6 degrees. Miami, 23. Orlando, 21. New York, 11. Atlanta, 17. London, 15. Tampa, you're at 19. And Washington, D.C., you're at 11. All right, so that's some temps. So let me say good morning, good night to Paul Richards. Good morning to you, my friend. What's happening?
Morning, Steve. Morning, everyone.
Morning. Wagwan. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Friday. Not Kanye, but Friday.
You're very bubbly this morning.
Okay, folks, I'm going to try and sound like Paul. Here we go. Yeah, good morning. You're very bubbly this morning.
But you sound very bubbly. What, you want everybody to sound the same? You sound your way, I sound my way.
It's Friday. My feet touched the ground this morning. I say, yay. It's Friday. Hallelujah.
Some of us don't stop working on Friday, so there's no need to get excited for us.
The weekend is inside. The weekend is here pretty much. It's a pay weekend. Woohoo.
Pay, what name that?
Well, you don't know what that is?
No, I know stipends.
Well, I don't know when you're traveling all over the place. What, you using Monopoly money?
That's just an amalgamation of plenty stipends. That's what it is.
Okay. Morning,
and some good investments. Good morning, gentlemen. It's a beautiful day. Oh, I actually opened that side of my blinds, so that's why
you see that side.
The eastern side, and if you see that sunrise, it's beautiful. I wish I could show you. Let me see. I think I could.
Makes you look younger.
If I do that, no, I have to do that.
No, that's the hot shoes have to clean every Christmas, right?
Yeah, that you know it. That's it there. with glasses that don't touch at all. Nothing that touch. I go start to touch them now, though.
I'm not saying a word. Paul's being very quiet. I'll speak for Paul now.
I'm going to start to use all of them things coming up just now. Watch it.
Not getting involved.
What else are you going to use that you ain't using for a while?
Well, I don't there are parts of this house I don't go.
Oh, the house, okay.
Yeah, there are parts of the house I don't go, so I will start using some other parts of the house. You know?
Yeah. You know why all of a sudden I want to call you Gabriel?
There was a Gabriel living here, you know. Remember, my stepson's name is Gabriel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's Gabriel and Michael. Those names were deliberate.
Not saying a word, leaving that one quiet.
Yeah, those names are deliberate.
Leaving that one. Anyway. But anyway, as Paul said in our newscast a little while ago, a gentleman went to Scotiabank carelessly, went to put gas in his car and was robbed. There's another video, and this one boggles my mind. This one is a pensioner in the Quasi of San Juan that got robbed.
Was that, I wasn't sure what that video was about.
Yeah,
but
I
police
sent
shot
it to
behind
Paul.
the
I didn't
person.
even play it. We just cannot play the audio.
Police shot behind the person.
Well, that is apparently, but how could police shoot an
In a crowded area
individual
like that.
with civilians all over?
Maybe they shot up in the air, but I heard gunshots.
There were gunshots. We can't play because they're swearing in it. We can't play the audio. But I'm saying to myself, and again, I tried to reach the Bankers Association a few times this week. Clearly, I don't know. I'm not saying a word again about the Bankers Association. I am not even going to worry to try to get them. They'll probably call and say they want to come on the program. And I'll say, to do what? When I try to get you, you all don't take me on as your convenience. No.
Yeah.
Go buy
You see
some
the
other
t-shirt
media.
I have on? You see the t-shirt I have on? I haven't worn this in a while.
Stop right there, please. Stop right there. Stop right there.
Yeah, stop right there. Don't go any lower.
Stop right there, please.
It says boo. You're trying to scare
It
somebody?
says boom. It says
Oh,
boom.
boom. Boom.
Remember, I have this t-shirt a long time. And I have to tell you, Boom did a really good job with this t-shirt, with the print.
Yeah.
It has lasted and lasted and lasted.
I have to pull out
Whatever
some.
print they
I have
use
some office t-shirts that I haven't pulled
Like
out.
you went in drawers, you didn't go in drawers in a while.
I went through my drawers and them,
Oh Lord.
and my Chester drawers to give away clothes because I give away clothes.
Okay. All right. Chest of drawers. Okay.
So I actually went through the drawers and to take out clothes to give away, and I saw this and I kept
Well,
it.
if you want to bring it to the pet butler or bring it to me, we do that as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do. We don't
okay.
sell pets or anything, and there are a lot of humans out there and a lot of people out there that in need, especially around the area. They come into the store every day. That I can give some clothes to and help them out, and
All right.
it
I
as I say
generally
that,
take them.
just this week I was saying it's sad because from the day that we opened till this week, there are more and more people coming in asking for money. They're bringing their papers that are signed from the various hospitals. You hear all sorts of stories that they tell you, and you really wish you could help everybody, but you can't.
Yeah. I get that too a lot on the web because I'm on the Western Main Road in
Yeah.
St. Jude.
I mean,
I also get a few Spanish people coming in with a paper. They hold a
Right.
paper with them.
Yeah, I don't have.
Because they can't speak
Spanish.
English. Yeah. Say what? Paul,
Yes, sir.
you now have permission to play that audio that you said we are alleging it's Farley and friends. I'm talking because TV6 did it last night because Reginald Dumas is the former head of the public service, is suggesting that once that voice note could be verified, then you have to go to fresh elections in Tobago. He said that's a clear case of proposing corruption. Those are my words, of course.
At worst case, very unethical behavior.
Yeah.
At worst case, very unethical behavior. And to the lady you called yesterday, and to I say afraid, one Caribbean media has a lot more money to pay attorneys than we do.
Yeah.
But
And if you're willing to pay it on your platforms and confirm, not a problem with that. But
Well,
And
what
if
they
you get
Caribbean
a
media,
stipend, you'll just get a pin.
yeah.
What they did
So
was
you
a
could-
follow-up story with Liz Williams, who stood outside the DHA to ask everybody.
Well,
for
the news report is that he and the other person in question passed through the back yesterday for some
Yeah.
strange reason.
Yeah. Everybody else.
Whether they're going to use fake profiles, whether they're going to use their own profiles, whatever. Even if it is, find the plan, create the plan, the strategy or whatever. Bring it here once you get approval. Whether it is you see, at 13 people now, you might just need 5 or 7 to do strict PR, so you could do some propaganda. Whether they're going to use fake profiles, whether they're going to use their own profiles, whatever they do. And what you will have to consider is finding a way to employ people on the THA side. Could be menial tasks.
We don't have to pay. Yeah, most of them kind of got away to Chanel, and we found that.
And most of them kind of get employed already.
Yeah. So that's crazy. Others who not employed to bring them in because they are happy to do the thing on the side voluntarily. Once we employ them 8 to 4 in a lucrative.
So they get income.
Yes, that is what we know. So we will organize.
And that will help. That will help, even with as I was indicating. With the challenge you raised in terms of how to organize responding to the moves in Trinidad, that can help in shaping the narrative. Because about shaping the narrative. I don't want us to stop campaigning and then switch it back.
Now that's the voice alleged to be that of Fali Augustine and a colleague talking about hiring people or bringing people into the system and spreading propaganda and changing the narrative in Trinidad and Trinidad issues that may help allegedly help the TPP in Tobago. Now, according to Mr. Dumas, who is a widely respected commentator and former head of the public service, if that voice is confirmed to Mr. Augustine, I consider it highly unethical behavior. And some may also go so far as saying, proposing to engage in corrupt practices. You're right.
Yeah. And
because you're hiring people under pretense of doing one thing when you really want them to do something else.
Yes.
To have them on the payroll, that is corrupt. To me, that is a corrupt practice.
But if we go by that voice, no, they already have people employed doing that. They already have others, and it's bringing others now to continue to do it. Others who are doing it voluntarily now, they're saying they could actually hire them and give them some money.
I'm surprised the police have not been engaged to verify or confirm or investigate yet.
Well, maybe we should ask. One of our polls this morning could either be that. Should the TTPS
become involved in that situation with the voice?
Or go as far as Reginald Dumas has called for fresh elections in Tobago?
Well, the fresh elections would have to be called after the kind of confirmation.
Right. Well, he did say that.
Yeah, so you can't jump past the stage of confirmation of, you understand?
No, but I'm suggesting we could either do one of the two polls, either the
Should
one
police become involved in that situation?
that once it's verified it's them,
that
fresh elections should be called, which is what he is suggesting.
Or he should resign if the voice is confirmed to be his in that video, in that audio leak, then he should be called upon to resign.
But if that ain't Fali, just like the one with room 201 or 102, well, no, it was 201. He just cleverly reversed 102. I don't know how he managed to do that. He cleverly reversed 102, 201. And people said that wasn't him, and he said it was. No, I think he ended up confessing it was him after. I think so. I think he did on our radio show.
I can't remember.
I think he said it was him. I'm not sure. I stand corrected on that. Well, boy, I don't know what is. You understand? If that ain't Fali Augustine, because he says his name is not Augustine. He says his name is Augustine. There's only I don't know why people calling him Augustine. Because Augustine, in my humble opinion, is a completely different spelling. It had to be T-W-N, not T-I-N-E. He is Augustine. If that ain't he, well, brother, I go in and run through the streets of Port of Spain naked after this next election.
You'll blend right in with the. You'll blend right in.
You mightn't cause no stain, no pun intended.
I might what?
You mightn't cause no big uproar.
I do. Probably not.
Just another madman running around town.
They go say them people finally trip off Wendell, boy. He really was heading that direction,
They might say some other things too.
My mind is going a mile a minute.
Yes, stop. If I do get to stop, I stop right at the point. You see that Wendell boy? Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm?
They say, but I thought he was different.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
They might say he needs to exercise more.
yeah, they might say that. They might say that.
Yeah, but
Right,
if that is, and I think there can be the question that should the police become involved in that, because they, and you're right, the implication in the audio is that people are already employed and are being called upon to to spread propaganda.
Yep.
And the implication they are suggesting that people is proposing to commit a crime.
Yeah. Well, I don't know,
Yeah,
Conspiracy.
exactly. Proposing
Conspiracy.
conspiracy to commit murder is a crime.
Yes.
It's conspiracy
Conspiracy to defraud is also a crime, I
to
think.
really.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
so.
I never hear a charge at conspiracy to defraud.
Yeah, man. If
I hear
you want,
defrauding.
if
Oh yeah,
you
but if they hold the people with funds, if your funds are caught, then conspiracy to defraud because it had been stopped, right?
yeah.
Right, but I don't know that if no money pass hands unless you consider the people who are already there hired under false pretenses.
Yes.
You understand? And not doing the job that they were hired to do, which they could be doing and doing that propaganda thing too.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and if mine going a place, they have to shut it down. Yes. Woo.
Well, Farley biggest concern this morning, as has been other leaked tapes, is who leaked it. Because it had to be somebody in your vicinity who would have taped you.
Well,
Somebody in your immediate vicinity.
Very close by.
Yeah.
Because
Because the
it was
voices
as
are
clear
very
as a
clear.
bell.
They're not muffled at all. It's almost like when which one of the young ladies was taping in room 201. It had to be somebody right there with you. It's not an internal camera.
But we don't know who else was in the room. But they were comfortable enough, whoever the person talking is, were comfortable enough with everybody in the room to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it be, what's the other person's name? Let me get the other name. That's alleged to be in the
Yeah, I haven't gotten
Assembly
that.
business, Zorisha Hackett. Leader of
That
Assembly
name,
business.
that name has been called before.
Yeah, so they said the media's reporting he avoided the media by going through the back. You can't escape in the other at some point. You have to deny it.
Exactly.
At some point, they go stick a mic in your face and ask if it's you.
Yeah.
No comment. That's the first thing they'll say. No comment.
There's a no comment, and no comment is almost an admission of culpability.
Yeah.
If it's not you, say it's not you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
That's
is coming
all.
on the
That's all.
heels. This is coming on the heels of an accusation by Minority Leader Kelvin Morris in the House about some road paving issue where the person is not of that ilk, I should say. The person doesn't have any experience in that, and they were given $1 million contract for a road. And
You mean like in Santa Cruz?
the person they say who built the stage in the sea. Remember that back with the stage in the sea? They say it's the same contractor. You understand? Who was recently given some contract, and I think it's a Trinidadian contractor. You understand?
You see why Watson wanted what he wanted.
Well, he did comment yesterday when Liz Williams asked him, and he said he will speak under the cover of the THA. He will make his comments then, because she asked everybody who's going in if they would make comments. A lot of them completely ignored it, including Pastor Baines. A pastor not seizing an opportunity to speak. That's the first time I ever see that. A pastor turn your back.
That was so disrespectful. You could have said no comment. Don't pass.
Yeah, some
Without
people
saying
shook
a
their
word.
head and said no,
No
Some,
comment. That's all you have to
said,
say. I have nothing to
Yeah.
say. No comment. But
Yeah.
don't pass the people straight. I find that so
Completely ignored
disrespectful.
a media person. We in the media have it hard, Trust me, David.
Anyway.
I sent a message to a particular high official yesterday.
Hi, Dr. Rowley, what he said?
His response was comical.
Kamala fault?
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no,
just
no.
saying.
He asked me about a particular person again.
Yeah, Paul Richards?
You just didn't tell him no
Tell him no again. I tell him no again.
for 2 years now.
Oh
Plus,
gosh. I tell him no again, Paul and Steve. You know?
Anyway, good morning to you, Sir
which
Peter.
means he's saying we have to suffer a while for that.
No, but I think he'll come. I think he thinks he still has to come into the studio. So I told him that isn't necessary. We just need an email link, and we'll send an invite. You could, wherever the comfort of wherever you are, whether it's Tobago or Trinidad or wherever, we could do the link and we could do the program. So I'll wait on his response for that.
All right. Let me say good morning to some folks listening and watching on YouTube. So good morning to you, Sabita. Hope all is well. Marcia Rock, good morning to you. Leonard Naipaul, good morning. I am walking my dog. Cruz. All right, what kind of dog you have, Leonard? I don't have a dog anymore. Michael Gradison, good morning, Sankofa. Of course, Leonard Naipaul is in Greenfield, North Carolina, where it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit. That is what? Early teens. Ray in West Palm Beach, Florida. Yeah. This weekend as well is Carnival in Orlando.
Yes.
Is it Memorial Day weekend? Is it Memorial weekend or was that last week?
It is.
No, Memorial Day
last
is coming
weekend, last Monday, this Monday gone was Victoria Day in Canada. And this weekend is Memorial Weekend, Monday, in the U.S.
Yeah, big sales, big sales.
Yeah. Yeah, when they have a sale, they have a sale. But
Never tell you, one of the earlier times I went to New York, this is over 25 years ago. I say I got a big sale, boy. Going down in Canal Street. And I get a phone, wrap up box, everything else. $10. I say, wow, buy the phone. When I reach home, the phone have nothing inside it. I charge the phone for 3 days.
No big deal,
I charge the phone for 3 days. I kid you not. I charge you. I said, why this phone not charging? I ain't get to that at all. When I take a screwdriver and open the phone, nothing inside the phone is. Watch me, wrapped plastic box, instructions, everything. You know.
Well, that's a lesson.
that is. God,
It
let's
was
say
a-
good morning.
And thank God it was only $10.
Thank
You
goodness
see
for
what the
that.
sun doing to my face? Let me close these blinds.
No,
Not
even
too much sun.
to shift a little bit. Burning Loose. Good morning to you, Burning Loose from Grenada. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on Power 102 Digital. Of course, in Trinidad. So good morning to you. Carol Guevara, good morning. Watching you guys have a safe and blessed day. All right, Carol again. No, Carol.
Yeah,
again.
it was a valuable lesson. Don't buy anything in the Canal Street that is not clothing.
I don't
Well,
know.
for $10, I would have opened that box right there and then. I'd have made
I
that
know
take
you would tend to many boxes put in your hand. I know.
Well, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm a box opener.
God put a hand. Lord.
But I have bought a phone already. I have bought a phone already that couldn't be unlocked here. And I had to actually send it back. I remember the days when you're buying phones and you wasn't checking to see it unlocked. That way back in the day. So I've done that already. And I had to send it back.
Really? I need to buy a phone. I have to go online and buy a phone. Phones are just way too expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Way too expensive. I just want a regular phone. I don't want a phone for.
In other news,
My
Dr. Roddy
phone had. It went for a swim. The cat spilled water all over.
turned his salvos on the opposition and the media yesterday.
Oh yes, he was in ripping form last night.
Well, election bell calling, you know, so.
The bell, ring the bell, ring the
But
bell.
he did kind of hint, and I want to put this out there in terms of the election date and our process. What he said is that Monday they're going to go up to Parliament to legitimize all the decisions of councils between
Monday and
December
Wednesday.
last year until May 18th, right?
Monday and Wednesday.
And then they are going to do it for another 90 days, in which the election will be called.
But he
Now,
did say,
the election period is 35 days between the issuing of the writs and the taking of the poll. So if you minus 35 from 90, you have 55 days. So technically, he could let the councils run for another 55 days, right? And then call that election, and within 35 days, he would be on the 90th day, right? Or he could do it earlier, but he can't do it later than 55 days, because 55 days will take us past 90 days.
And that is
You
counting
understand?
from the day of the judgment.
Right, so it will be from August 18th backwards. August 18th will take us the other 3 months, the other 90
No, it's
days.
not. No, it is not from August 18th. This is from May 18th.
No, so May 18th,
The day
90
of the
days
judgment.
onwards is August 18th.
Okay.
So I'm taking the 90 days coming backwards from August 18th. You can't go past August 18th then. So you had to call the election 35 days before August 18th, at least. Right?
It's still coming down to the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Call the election.
Yeah. Well, I suspect he is going to do that.
After
Monday, you
Wednesday.
get a clear picture. Yeah, after Monday, you get a clear
After
picture.
Wednesday, because it has to go to the Senate also to be debated and passed.
Oh, okay. All right.
After the House on Monday. I think after all that is completed and the validation processes and the extensions completed to validate the work of the aldermen and councillors, then he'll be in the all clear, you know?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But Brendan, and this is, anyway, remember that preempt my presentation.
Or you have a present. Oh, you mean in the Senate?
Yeah.
Why not? You could give us a little glimpse.
Well, part of it is, say it plainly, is what you always talk about. I think it's very easy sometimes to treat local government elections less than we would treat general elections because it's not formally part of the Constitution.
It's not. Correct.
And that's why we've had this issue with it.
Yep.
Because if you think, if this were a general election, would there have been a consideration to extend the terms of MPs? No.
No, you can't.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
No matter how much gravitas the reasons have, you won't.
Yeah.
You understand? And I think that's part of the issue.
And that was the issue. Me as a councillor, sitting councillor, used to go to the consultations that were being held, and I went up to the microphone on at least 3 occasions and raised that concern. Will local government be part of the Constitution? Because you can't really have complete and true reform if you don't make it part of the Constitution. It's still, at the end of the day, will be left up to the politicians in charge.
And that sometimes you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Very
So
often you don't want
they
to do
didn't
that.
appreciate my contributions back then. They recorded it, but it just didn't happen. And nobody else was brave enough to get up and raise it.
Remember, you're a box opener.
Well, you know.
And Pandora is your best friend.
I'm a feather ruffler, as they call me.
Pandora is your best friend. So once you see box and Pandora on it, you're going to open it.
Yeah.
As another older person has been robbed of $65,000 after just leaving a bank in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm asking a question. Has the Banking Association made a comment on this, a formal statement?
No. They have
Where
not.
did that happen now?
You can't even reach them.
I'm asking the question. Has the president of the Banking Association made a comment on this?
No.
Or comment? I think the banks generally put out a statement asking clients to be careful, right? I think to be fair, they've asked clients to be careful and be about their wits when they're leaving the institutions. But has the Banking Association commented on the fact that this is now about the 5th or the 6th one I've heard in the last 3 or 4 months of a person withdrawing money from a bank, large sum of money, and being robbed shortly thereafter?
Yeah.
Suggesting either people are casing banks and choosing their victims very conveniently, carefully, or, as we asked last week, is there, and this is a question, Mr. President of the Banking Association, so don't jump out yourself this morning, is there the possibility that persons in the bank may be complicit? And you could
Yeah.
get back to that question if you want. It's
But
a
it's a
valid
fair
question.
question.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's a very
valid, fair
valid
question.
question.
I'm
Yeah.
asking the question. And why has the Banking Association commented directly on these issues? Because fortunately, so far, it's only robbery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody go pull back the bag, you know.
Yeah. But Paul, the robbery in Equator, the pensioner went to the bank.
Well, this is
As the one that fired in Equator, the one you're talking
but
about is
this
even a
one I'm
gas
talking
station
about
in
here is
Marabal.
Ellerslie. This one is
Yeah.
Ellerslie, which means it's two in the same 1 or 2 days.
Exactly.
Which one are the banks in LSD?
Scotia.
They're
For sure.
Scotia.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think it is very
Ouch.
of great concern that I have not heard the Banking Association comment directly on this issue. As I said before, I'm trying to be fair. They have told clients generally be careful because of the environment.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
maybe they put out a statement and I didn't see it or hear it.
Well,
If
I
you
didn't,
have,
I didn't hear or see
you
either.
can remind us.
But here why it's important that they say something, Because even if it's not necessarily the tellers in the bank, the workers in the bank, the persons who doing the casing may actually be in the bank at the point in time. So
No,
you
there
as a
are a few
banker,
things
you as
there.
a bank should be monitoring people who coming in and just milling around, sometimes doing nothing or pretending. Because sometimes you walk in a bank and you see someone just sitting there. You assume they're just waiting to be attended to, but sometimes they could just be sitting there watching.
Particularly if the bank is crowded.
Yeah,
Particularly.
yeah.
If the bank is if it's not month end, and it is month end. Look, 2 in 1 month end. It is month end. It's a time when people are being paid and the banks are crowded. So maybe we should look at the trend as to when this is happening and see if it's primarily month end when the bank is crowded. So to Wendell's point, and people are going into the bank when the bank is crowded and observing people withdrawing. As somebody, one of the guys in Boom said, jokingly, but he made a good point last week. He said, "There's listen to for what he hearing."
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was what I was just going to say, because Paul, if you go to the bank and
Hakeem said they listen. I mean, he's a guy on the ground, so he's one of the guys who is pretty streetwise. He said they listen. This is his suggestion. They listen for when you are at the counter, and when they pull the machine, is plenty money counting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they count the money by hand. So when it's going,
and
I
hold
can't
on,
make
Paul,
this song.
not only by hand, but and I can see why, but they also count it over to you on top of the counter.
I just looked at a practice years ago that if it's a large sum of money, they write it down for you, or they ask you to write it. They don't say it over the counter. How much you would like to withdraw? Hasn't that been your experience?
Yeah, but they also
They
some banks take you to a private room.
depending on the amount of money.
Yeah.
But also, being taken to a private room could be a cue to predators, criminals.
Oh, look at Falana Blue should go in any private room.
Yeah.
When he come out.
I know some banks have a little side room. Yes, you're right.
Yes.
But then even inside, you may hear the fluttering sound of the counter. And once that counter, that was a very unpleasant sound, Steve.
Yeah, that's the money counter. That wasn't me. When I go to the bank and they use a money counter, this is how it goes. That's it.
Well, you get this.
Oh yeah, I get that. That's true. They don't even need money counter. They can just look at it and oh yeah.
Mr. Khan.
Yeah. That's true.
But all these are possibilities because these criminals are very, very astute. As they work, unfortunately.
If they take that same ambition,
when they see your money counter comes out, they know you've withdrawn at least $10,000.
Yeah.
You understand? Which means you're a target.
Yeah.
And or the potential or possibility, Mr. Bankers Association President, jump out yourself again, like last week. I don't know. As they say, people come from all walks of society.
I do.
Or as well, as I said, maybe people are just casing the joint or waiting outside for people and it's primarily elderly people who are more vulnerable, who they feel they can push around.
Yeah.
But fortunately, no one has died in these robberies yet.
No, but
something needs to be done.
I've said before, my good friend, he just went to the bank to change money because he had no change, and they followed him home and came into his yard, put a gun to his head Told them to lie down.
Some Michael Grandison is saying managers checked, but you got to pay for that. Yes, it might save you a robbery ending, but you know.
A manager's check if you want to buy a car. Use a manager's check.
Yeah, but he's
But
even
every
saying
day
for like
it's tough to get a manager.
$65,000. Really, is that the environment to be taking on $65,000 in cash?
No, exactly.
So I don't know. Some statement needs to come from the Bankers Association. If it hasn't come already, if it has, I missed it. So maybe a reissue may be productive.
I missed it. Good morning to you, Long Islander. He says Atlanta's carnival is also this Saturday.
Atlanta.
Good morning to the great morning to you. Oh,
I was actually
morning.
in Atlanta, Georgia last year around this time, just before the carnival. And I regretted not being there for the carnival because it looked like it was something that was exciting. I left the weekend before. Yeah. Last year.
So again, this audio tape is receiving a lot of attention.
Whether they're going to use fake profiles, whether they're going to use their own profiles, but even if it is, find the plan, create the plan, the strategy or whatever, bring it here once you get approval. Whether it is, you see, I have 13 people now. You might just need 5 or 7 to do strict PR, so you could use some to do some propaganda. Whether they're going to use fake profiles, whether they're going to use their own profiles, whatever they do. And what you will have to consider is finding a way to employ people on the THA side. Could be menial tasks.
We don't have to pay. Yeah, most of them kind of got away to Chanel, and we found that.
And most of them kind of get employed already.
Yeah. So that's basic. Others who not employed to bring them in because they are happy to do the thing on the side voluntarily. Once we employ them 8 to 4 in a lucrative.
So they get income.
Yes, that is what we know. So we will organize.
And that will help. That will help, even with as I was indicating. With the challenge you raised in terms of how to organize are responding to the moves in Trinidad, that can help in shaping the narrative. Because about shaping the narratives. I don't want us to stop campaigning and then switch it back.
Out of 13 people, 5 to do propaganda.
That is a very unethical proposal. And as I said, if that voice is confirmed to be Mr. Augustine, I think it's very disturbing.
Well, let's play back one of his voice when we interviewed him. Let's do some voice comparisons this morning. We don't have any clip of when we interviewed him.
I police rubbing off on you.
Yeah? Let's do some voice comparisons.
Like some police skills rub off on you over the years. Like, you know.
Yes.
Like finally some police things rub off on you.
I think my skills rubbed off on the person, but it didn't help.
I said police. I didn't say any person.
No, but seriously, it is probably something other political parties have done, but I don't know that they've been recorded planning it and proposing it like that. You understand?
Some employed already. We just need to employ some 8 to 4 in a lucrative, so they get paid a lucrative manner. Yeah. That's the suggestion.
Yeah.
In other words, you're hiring people not based on the competence and suitability for a job in the assembly, but the proposal is to hire people to do that. But they also they'll get paid through the assembly. This is my interpretation of it.
Yes.
And if it is confirmed that is Mr. Augustine, I think that is worthy of a resignation because you're proposing unethical practices.
Well, you saying unethical, I saying corrupt. Because that's what it is. It's corruption.
Some people, and you may be very right. Because if you're using teacher funds to hire people to do stuff, to promote propaganda, you understand, to change a narrative and not to do a particular job in the assembly, it means what has changed? The same allegations you make on the campaign trails is status quo.
So you have no moral authority right now to go on a platform and talk about what's the woman's name? What's the lady name? What was the head of the PNM Tobago Council? Oh God, that's shame. What was her name again? Why? How is Wendell? Why is Wendell forgetting? Tracy Davidson Celestine. Tracy Celestine Davidson. You have no moral authority to talk about anything Tracy Davidson Celestine would have alleged to have done.
If that is you on that voice note. And if it is not you, I think you have a responsibility to come out and deny it's you.
Yeah, say it's not me. Say it's not me. Yeah.
Yeah. So
say it's not me.
Say that is not me. And I challenge you to provide proof that it is me.
Yeah, that's all.
Because it's not a murky recording, yeah? It's a very clear recording.
Very clear. And God forbid the person was actually did a video. We may be getting the voice, but it may very well have been a video recording. You understand? And the person just waiting for him to jump out and say it ain't me. And then the video shows up. You understand?
Once it's that kind of video alone.
Well, it didn't sound like they were in any kind of.
You don't have to go any further, Wendell. Just leave the implication. Just leave the implication. You don't have to confound it. Because you have to go the limiter.
I put myself. You see, I put myself in that place, right? And I don't know how I don't know if I would have been singing so serious and strategic at that point in time now.
Well, maybe he learned from the best, eh?
That song like a very strategic discussion that going on. That ain't song like it had foot and other parts in it at all. And I don't know if Fali have. Anyway, they said to the.
You finished?
Yeah, done.
Let's go to the papers.
Yeah. I don't have. You have?
It is Friday the 26th of May. Super Blue's birthday was yesterday also, apparently.
Oh, yes. I actually saw him. He passed right by me on Western Main Road. He always does. You know, sometimes he comes in to buy a beer or something, you know. So belated birthday greetings, Austin Super Blue Lions. He was 67 yesterday.
Good morning, Mr. Ragobarsingh.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
You're heading to Tobago on the weekend?
If what?
You're heading to Tobago on the weekend?
Next weekend, June 3rd.
Oh, I was going to give you an assignment. Please go to Mr. Augustine's residence and find out if it's him in that video, in that audio tape that's making it.
Yeah, Richard, could you do that on behalf of the Breakfast Show?
Who's that?
Go to Mr. Augustine's residence.
Excuse me, when I'm in my thespian mode, I do not deal with the what should I call it?
Choose wisely.
The rough and tumble of Trinidad and Tobago politics and your common lives.
But I'm sure he's going to be coming to play.
Your thespian is about the rough and tumble of politics in Trinidad and Tobago.
Exactly.
The little piggy. So try it.
It's probably about. Maybe you could get another part of that story with the foot from him.
Leave me out of the background, please. Leave me out of the background, please. I'm going to be for entertainment.
So if he comes to play, you won't ask him?
No, I am going to Tobago for entertainment.
That is entertainment.
Okay? If I was doing a show there between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m.,
you just make a whole $1 million off of Tobago and you don't want to ask one question.
All right, yes. Tobagonians do not study Paul Richards and Wendell Stephen. This little piggy is tired. June 3rd, Chopin Complex.
Do the papers.
That's what's important.
Do the papers, sir.
Why are you frozen, Wendell? Because I hear you talk, but I ain't seen your face. I ain't seen your mouth. I'm not seeing your mouth move.
He's fine here. I don't know what happened to your computer.
I'm hearing you.
Internet issues.
I'm not seeing your mouth move.
Again, still?
I'm still not seeing your
mouth
move.
We need to get into the headlines, Richard.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Daily Express for today, and just in case you didn't know, it's Friday. So the weekend has begun, people. And of course, today is Friday, May 26th, 2023. And the Daily Express, what is the headline in the Trinidad and Tobago Daily Express today? I'll tell you. Crap property tax. That's the headline. Crap property tax. Parliament gives green light, but opposition resists and business groups concerned. Scrap property tax. And of course, the main picture is that of, what is this main picture? Pupils from Barataria Anglican School performed during a concert celebrating the 200th anniversary of the consecration of the Holy Trinity Cathedral at Woodford Square. So that's the main picture. And a subheadline, Gabriel raped and strangled, autopsy reveals. So that's it for the front page. On the back page of the Daily Express today, Divas deliver. Skipper Mohammed leads TNT women to second win in T20 Blaze. As Sinclair shines with bat and ball, and Peters and James top Caribbean athletes for LA Grand Prix. All of that is in your Daily Express today. I'm moving on to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for today. On the front page, fire for Farley. Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Farley Augustine. There's a picture of him. That's the headline. Leaked audio clip on THA strategy causes uproar. Paying bloggers to spread propaganda discussed. TPP mum on who it is. Chief Secretary ducks media. All of that is on the front page of the TNT Guardian today. And the main picture is of Andy turning 90. And it seems as if it's, what is this? A religious ceremony of some sort. Let me see if I can see. Former Prime Minister Basdeo Panday celebrates his 90th birthday in prayer with family and friends on Wednesday. So that's the main picture on the TNT Guardian this morning. Minor parties weighing possible local government coalition. That's also on the front page of the TNT Guardian. On the back page, Sinclair shines, but host feeds. That's all you need to know on the back page of the TNT Guardian today. Moving on to the Newsday front page. What's the headline, you may ask? I'm about to tell you. Kamla can't escape Piarco. That's the front page headline. PM and Al-Rawi slam opposition leader over airport scandal. Kamla can't escape Piarco. The main picture is only that of Prime Minister Dr. Rowley in full fighting form. That's the entire photograph on the page of the Newsday. On the attack, an angry Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, on the attack Thursday night at the PNM's public meeting at San Fernando City Hall. And PSA lawyer, how was 4% offer arrived at? And on the back page of the Newsday today, Good and Grateful as funding improves for annual triathlon, and sponsors answer Rainbow Cup call, and Red Force Divas return to winning ways in T20 Blaze. Now you know all the main stories on the three dailies in Trinidad and Tobago today. All right. Thank you so much, Rich. Let's say good morning, good out to Paula, Central Animal Lover. Good morning, Rampage as well. Brenda Isaac. What is Brenda saying? I see my name there. Where can I drop off clothes? You can come to the Pet Butler on Harris Street in Curepe, the first building off the Southern Main Road on the northern side. You can drop it off there. Good morning to you, Anthony Tinto.
Hey, Tinto.
Yeah, and good morning to you, Mo Gaines out in Aruca. The results of our morning poll from yesterday, where we asked you, do you think that the local government elections will have a high voter turnout? That was our poll. The results are in. And it's a tie. 50-50.
Okay.
Right. Let's get into this morning's poll, gents.
Which one we doing, Paul? The one that do you think the TTPS should get involved in investigating alleged corruption on a voice note?
Well, investigating the voice note to see if it's, well, police can't investigate a voice note to see if it's him.
Exactly.
They have to think there's a crime involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
So alleged corruption on the voice note. Do you think the TTPS should get involved? Or we go with the Reginald Dumas part of it, that if the voice note is confirmed as Farley, should fresh elections be called in Tobago?
Let's go with that, Reginald Dumas.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as suggested by Reginald Dumas, once the voice note is confirmed as Farley Augustine, should fresh elections be called in Tobago? That's our poll this morning, as suggested by former head of the public service, Reginald Dumas. All right? Richard, you writing?
8255. North Americans got a toll-free number for you. 866-525-1099. That's our
right.
number.
All right. Once the voice note is confirmed as Farley Augustine, should fresh elections be called in Tobago? That's our poll this morning, as suggested by
Trini
Reginald.
Jam. Morning to you, Trini
If-
Jam.
If
Yes
the
to
voice
the poll.
Yeah.
All right, Trini Jam says yes. Right. Okay. Marval on the road says, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Richard,
Yeah,
you
I'm
writing?
writing. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
writing. Yeah.
All right, great.
Ken E in Harlem says yes. Wayne out in Simcoe, Ontario, Canada says yes. Give us a call. What do you think? Send us a message if you're watching us on YouTube, you can send us a message as well. And give us a call at 222-8255, 612-82, oh, not that one, 222-8255. And North Americans, toll free, 866-525-1099. So numbers directly into our studio.
What you could do is turn off your video, Wendell, and then turn it back on.
He's fine,
Yeah,
you know, I've
but-
seen everything here with him.
No,
Yeah, but every now and then I get a message about my video.
no,
Yeah,
he's
but
stuck.
I'm seeing you. So
He's stuck here. So it means he's stuck
Oh.
with people watching.
no, I'm seeing him normal. He's moving around.
Now he's
He's
turning it
shaking
back
around.
on.
Yeah. All right. Rampage. Yes. And a police investigation launched. Trevor and Rima. Yes. Has the police made out any more comments regarding that bomb threats to the number of schools a couple of weeks ago? Have they said anything about that? All they said it was going to be difficult because it bounced everywhere. But let's see, cybercrime unit. Let's see. Piggy Ray's in the house says yes. Ken E says yes. More games. Yes to the poll. Gentle Giants. DJ Sleepy says yes. All right. Send us a message via our comment section on YouTube or our mobile app and our website. Yeah, at power102fm.com.
Yo,
Leonard Naipaul out in North Carolina says yes. Thank you.
Always wanted to stay some time in North Carolina. I just
don't mind
passed
going
through.
there.
I just passed through, but I always wanted to stay some time there.
I wonder if I could walk these streets and don't have to look around for people following me. Or... Ms. Maloney, my doodoo, said yes. All right, so 222-8255. Toll-free North Americans, 866-525-1099. Again, our morning poll.
If the voice note is confirmed as Farley Augustine, should fresh elections be called in Tobago? Yes or no? That as suggested by former head of the public service, Reginald Dumas. That's his suggestion.
Morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Yes.
Thanks, Zena.
Wake up, Zena. Mr. Beeps says, morning, guys. I say yes to the poll. Have a good one. Thank you, Mr. Beep Beep. Yeah. All right, that's it. Kazim Mohammed. Good morning to you, Kazim. You know, I know a Kazim Mohammed. I wonder if that's you.
I
Yes.
have about 200,000 Kazim.
Yeah, I know. Dave Gosign.
Kazim Ali.
Yeah, Dave Gosign says yes. Good morning, Dave. Carol Guevara, or Carol here, or Carol again, says yes. Dennis, morning Dennis. He says, in an age of AI, once it's completely authentic. But he says yes. Thank you, Den Den. All right, let's see. Anybody have to chasm me on YouTube? No. All right. You have like less than a minute to vote. Of course, the Big Bad Wolf will be in shortly with our major news.
What? I wonder what Big Guy and Mr. Penal voting this morning. What are they thinking this morning?
You know, that's a question I cannot answer.
You know, I'm just provoking them, right? Big Guy and Penal, call in and give us your vote. And Dinsley. And Karapo. Not Karapo, Kunipia.
I haven't heard from Kunapia in a long time.
Yeah,
Kunapia.
we haven't heard
No.
from him in a while.
Kunapia. Yes. Kunapia, morning to you. We miss you. Can't you tell? Yep. Let's see. I got a couple more votes. DJ Ray says no. Rena Boodoo Jennings. Yes. Thank you. Mr. Karapo. Yes. Fali should resign. I will say, before elections, you could get Fali anytime. I tell you, power is a hell of a thing, you know. Power is a hell of a thing. No, you can't get him, phone is ring off. What? Man opens door mid-flight? Where is this? Wow.
Did that really happen?
Got a call? Yeah, I just saw it on news. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Wendell. That's a supposition of an allegation to satisfy the glorification of sycophants. I cannot vote.
Big Guy, at least I get to the call.
Oh, boy.
Only for Penal, Mr. Dinsley, and Kunupia the call now.
Yeah, Terry, upstate. Okay, I guess it's upstate New York, I guess. Not until Dr. Rowley called elections. No. All right. All right. AV is in. So let's get into our major news. All right. On this, the 26th day of May. Of course, AV will give us a weather forecast. I hope Met Office updates their weather. Let's get into news.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
Fali Augustine under fire over leaked propaganda campaign. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has bashed the opposition's attempt to paint him as a dictator. The opposition leader says the Prime Minister is clearly unable to address the pressing issues affecting our country, and at least one person has died and 15 others have been injured in a missile strike in Ukraine's east. Details in a moment. This is news to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. I'm Avril Sintel-Bab. Good morning. Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Fali Augustine yesterday avoided the media as controversy builds over an audio clip in which two persons are heard discussing hiring persons under the THA to spread propaganda on behalf of the New Tobago People Party. Chief Secretary Augustine and Leader of Assembly Business Zorisha Hackett did not enter the chamber by the main entrance, instead opting to use the back entrance. The other Tobago People's Party representative at yesterday's THA plenary sitting were either mum on the issue or outright refused to address it when asked about it by reporters. The audio clip has been making the rounds on social media.
Some propaganda. Whether they're going to use fake profiles, whether they're going to use their own profiles, but even if it is find the plan, the strategy or whatever, bring it. Whether it is, you see, at 13 people now, you might just need 5 or 7 to do strict PR, so you could use some propaganda. Whether they're going to use fake profiles, whether they're going to use their own profiles, whatever. And what you're finding a way to employ people on the THA side. Could be menial tasks.
We don't have to pay. Yeah. And we found out.
And most of them cannot get employed already.
Yeah. So that's basic others who not employed to bring them in because they are happy to do the thing on the side voluntarily. You know, once we employ them 8 to 4 in a lucrative.
So they get income.
Yes. Yes, that is what we know. So we will organize.
And that will help. That will help even with as I was indicating with the change we're responding to the moves in Trinidad. That can help in shaping the narrative, because about shaping the narratives. I don't want us to stop campaigning and then switch it back.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has bashed the opposition's attempts to paint him as a dictator after the government lost the Privy Council ruling regarding the extension of local government elections. Speaking at a PNM political rally at San Fernando City Hall Auditorium, Dr. Rowley denied breaching people's constitutional rights by not calling local government elections. The Prime Minister also unleashed a stinging attack against the local media for its coverage and sometimes lack thereof of several matters. Speaking to supporters, he claimed that the media was in cahoots with people who did not like the PNM. The Prime Minister chastised the media for reporting on legal fees, noting lawyers are not cheap. Next, Dr. Rowley continued his scathing attack on Prasad Basesa, whom he accused of hiding restitution monies, which the government obtained from people who had pleaded guilty in an American court. Well, the opposition leader says that Dr. Rowley is clearly unable to address the pressing issues affecting our country. She says at no time last night did he stand his ground to confront the problems terrorizing citizens. Via media release, Prasad Basesa noted the UNC had offered its anti-crime plans, economic transformation plans, healthcare plans, education plans, and revenue generation strategies, which he has repeatedly refused to consider. She said the country cannot tolerate his laziness anymore. She said the country continued to be bombarded by murders, home invasions, rapes, robberies, high food prices, unemployment, increasing costs of electricity and water, increasing phone charges, property tax, declining GDP, natural gas shortages, poor roads, flooding, and more. She maintained Dr. Rowley addressed none of these issues that are battering the population. A Point 14 mother is thanking her 9-year-old son Joshua for the concern he showed after she started feeling unwell and fainted while shopping at a supermarket earlier this week. Sinead Lewis, in an interview on Thursday with News Power Now, said the incident has been circulating on social media and she is thankful for the concern which has been expressed following the situation. She said before visiting the supermarket, she experienced frequent headaches but was determined to complete her chores. Ms. Lewis also urged people to ensure they get their rest and take care of themselves.
It wasn't a heart attack. It was just me having a service where I just blacked out. But also the message behind of it is, you know, as mothers, as fathers, as business people, businessmen, you know, you're self-employed, you know, take time to rest, take time for yourself. Don't also feel that you could get everything done in a short space of time, because God forbid, what if I had passed away there? My clothes, what I would come back home to wash, would have remained right there. Life goes on, you know, the kids would have been from home to home because I'm basically the one in the life that dad works.
You are listening to news on Power 102 Digital to 7 o'clock. At least one person has died and 15 others have been injured in a missile strike on a hospital in Dnipro in Ukraine's east. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the attack and said authorities were working to rescue others from the hospital. He said all necessary authorities were involved in the cleanup mission. Russia has intensified its attacks on Ukraine in recent weeks, targeting its infrastructure facilities ahead of an expected Ukrainian counteroffensive. Finally, here's weather news for the period today till midnight. Trinidad and Tobago fair to partly cloudy despite isolated showers, becoming partly cloudy with occasional showers by mid to late morning. There's also a medium chance of a heavier shower or thunderstorm in a few areas, particularly over southern parts of Trinidad. Mostly settled night despite lingering showers. Gusty winds and street flooding are likely near downpours. Look out for a forecast maximum temperature of 32 degrees Celsius at Piarco International Airport and 31 degrees Celsius at Crown Point in Tobago. Currently, the temperature at Piarco International Airport is 28 degrees Celsius. It is 26 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Recapping your headlines to 7 o'clock. Farley Augustine under fire over leaked propaganda campaign. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has bashed the opposition's attempts to paint him as a dictator. The opposition leader says the Prime Minister is clearly unable to address the pressing issues affecting our country, and at least one person has died and 15 others have been injured in a missile strike in eastern Ukraine. I'm Avril Sintilbab. That was news to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. Look out for more news in detail at 12 noon and an update at 8 o'clock this morning. For more details, log on to power102fm.com.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
All righty. Welcome to the second hour of the Power Breakfast Show on Power 102 Digital. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Avril, for our major news. You could join her again at 8 o'clock for our news brief. And then she kind of nosy and fussy, so she'll barge in at noon with Sir Charles to bring us our major news at noon. That's right. Quickly, let's take a look at what's happening on the highways and the byways of Trinidad and Tobago. Starting out South Trinidad, the creek's got some volume. Marabella roundabout, passing through Claxton Bay. Rivulet Road is heavy. Solo so far is clear. Shiguana's main road is a bit heavy and not too bad. Only by Chin Chin Road heading towards Monroe Road, you've got some traffic. Chin Chin Road is heavy. And let's see. On Uriah, where are you going to pick up some traffic from? Let's see. Yeah, after Warren Road, you're going to get some traffic heading towards our interchange. Kelly Village got some traffic. Let's check out East. Anything in Valencia? No, not really. Arima, Old Road, coming on to Aruca, through Tacarigua and Macoya, a bit heavy. Going through from St. Augustine to Curep, coming out St. Joseph. After Mount Hope towards San Juan de Queze, got some traffic going up Lady Young Road. Coming out of Maraval and Mocha, got some traffic Diego Martin as well. All right, so that's a quick traffic update for you. Hope it helped you out in one way or the other. AV said it's 28 degrees. 28 already in Trinidad, 26 in Crown Point. All right, of course, Paul Breakfast Show, Richard Ragobarsingh, Wendell Stephen, Paul Richards. We got Ruben, who's still asleep, but he's sleep working. Of course, my name is Steve. We'll keep you company until 9 o'clock. Sherry says yes to the poll. Thank you, Sherry. Right, yeah, just get that one extra vote there. That's it. All right, so let's get the results.
Richard?
Right, so
He fell asleep again.
was it yes that you said the last vote was?
I did.
Right, so the poll this morning was, should fresh elections be called in Tobago if the voice note turns out to be Farley Augustine? That was our poll this morning. We had 24 people voting on the poll this morning. Of the 24 people, 22 said yes if the voice note turns out to be and is verified to be Farley Augustine, election should be called in Tobago. And 2 people said no, they don't think so. So that's 24 people voting in the allotted time. Of course, you can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day, through all programming, and we'll give you the final result on Monday morning.
Well done, Richie Rich. Well done.
All right. Well, as I said, the Prime Minister didn't actually refer to it last evening, though. But he did touch on a lot of other issues yesterday. And you got a sense, though, that when the election will be, it could be anywhere between now and, what was that date I came up with? 35 days before August 18th is what? Help me there. That's July 18th, and we're talking maybe middle of July. Middle of July or thereabouts is the latest that they can go to call for the election date. The later that they can call the election, I should say, because the election can actually go all the way down to August 18th, right? Which is the end of the 90 days. But 35 days before that, you must call it. Is the minimum period for calling it, right? So we could get that election date anywhere between after they debate it in the House and in the Senate, and I would say the middle of or thereabouts of July. That's when you could actually get the announcement of that day, because there's a requirement to have 35 days between the issuing of the writ and the taking of the poll, right? 35 days minimum, right? So that's when we can expect the election. At least we won't have election after August 18th. It must be held by August 18th, right? According to what my interpretation, that's my interpretation of what I heard and what was said, right? So we wait and see.
Wait and see. Let's say happy birthday going out to Pastor Clive Dotton, celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday to you, Pastor.
Okay. Happy birthday to my friend too. She works at the Port of Spain Corporation, Kamla Samsundar Mohammed. I always tell her, I say, Gil, you're one of the nicest Kamlas I know. I tease her with that. But happy birthday, Kamla Samsundar Mohammed at the Port of Spain Corporation. She works at the Port of Spain Corporation. And everybody else celebrating birthdays today. Yesterday was.
You think we should call Clive?
Dotton live. Yeah, Kennison Cordner, he was also yesterday. Quite a few people I know born in May. So happy birthday to you all. All right. I had 2 sisters and my daughter is May. So I have members of my family. And a nephew, what am I saying? I forget him. He born the same day with Gaylan. Gaylan was May 12th. May have nice people. The month of May really have some nice people, I have to admit. It's Taurus. It's also the month of Gemma's birthday. Really nice people born in that month. All right. What else is happening there, guys? And of course, Super Blue was yesterday.
Super Blue is yesterday. It was 67, right?
67. That's what he was.
Yeah.
That's what he was.
Pastor Dotton said we must keep fighting by God's grace. Thank you, Pastor Dotton.
Oh yes, we have no choice, huh? These are some trying times we live in. But that issue of of people being robbed, I still don't understand though. Some people, you have a personal responsibility, and you knowing what's happening with these robberies now, where people are marking you whether in or out of the bank. Why are you taking the chance still to go and withdraw those large sums of money unprotected? You could go to your local police station. You could ask for assistance. I'm sure you know a police officer personally. Come on, don't take those chances. It's hard to lose money now. $5,000 hard to lose, far less 65 and 80 and all these figures you're hearing people losing via robberies. That's crazy. That is so crazy. I tell you, I was the victim of a robbery outside of a bank already. I know what it feels like. A gun was pointed at my head, and the person shot at me, missed me, and shot the other person with me. So I know what it feels like. This is personal experience I'm talking about. Do not take those chances. Do not. You don't know who's looking at you. You don't know where the attack will come from. You don't know when that attack will come. Don't take those chances, please, people. I'm begging all you. Don't take those chances. These fellas walking on. They don't care. I escaped, and so quite a few people have been escaping with their life, but still, it's hard, especially when you work hard for your money.
I don't know. I don't know. It seemed, and during news, I watched, I think they had TGPS had a town hall meeting in central Trinidad. And I think in my mind, I think there's a total disconnect between the heads of the TTPS to the to the to the lower downs, because we've heard when people call for a police station, they didn't call to say hi, how you going, or they called it there's an issue. We have no police cars. Or one gentleman said he called twice and nobody showed up. Another person said he called and nobody showed up. You know,
Well,
I'm
that's
just
not
going.
good.
No, it's and there's an article today on the news.
But everywhere you turn, you see a police car now.
Exactly.
Everywhere you turn.
Are they going for doubles or are they patrolling? What
I don't
percentage
know.
of the police cars you see are actually on patrols or just driving A to B?
But
Well, I always assume they're on duty
Well, they're on duty.
because
Clearly
their
not.
lights are flashing. Well, I mean, we can't. I mean, it's. I wouldn't want to malign the TGPS. I think they are around, and I see them all the time.
In more ways than before. You see them all the time.
You do see them a lot more. I think their visibility is very enhanced. But
Yeah.
I can't understand why they wouldn't respond to citizens' distress call. And that's something to me that should be reported to the TTPS formally. And they should investigate it, because all that goes to the confidence that citizens have in you, that in a time of crisis, that you will respond.
Yeah.
So if there's a gap, they need to know what the gap is. And if it is that the gap is some officer not doing the report, then remove them,
Yeah.
because it affects people's perspective of the service. Because, for example, some people will know somebody with a big mouth like Steve Can, and he will come and put it on radio, and then we're talking about the issue of your lack of performance. Because one police officer must decide he had a hangover and he failed to take on a report. I'm just speaking as an example. I'm not saying that's what happened. But whatever the gap that two citizens reported that I need your assistance and there was no response, that is glaring.
The town hall meeting was in Warrenville. I'm just reading a headline of the Newsday where they said Warrenville residents complain of poor service.
Warrenville.
Okay,
That's
so it was at a town hall with the TGPS.
Yes.
Okay, so they're getting the complaints. So they're getting the complaints firsthand.
Directly.
Right. Okay.
And
Well,
let me see
but
if
I
I
mean
can
well, it's a good forum for that, because
Yeah.
it means whatever gaps must have been occurring, hopefully they can fix it.
Yeah. Of course, the police was there with Central Division Senior Superintendent Michael Pierre. And
There's another one that
he appealed to residents to work with the police to fight crime.
there's another one that I see talking a lot now too. Is his name Kerwin something?
Kerwin, yes, Kerwin. Yeah, he's a senior officer too. He accompanied the commissioner on that JSC.
Kerwin. He has a kind of youthful look.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Isn't it also Garcia?
I don't know if it's Garcia, but I like his forcefulness. I like his presence.
Yeah, he and Mr. Simon are the ones or accompanying the police commissioner around most of the times now.
Okay.
Yeah. I know you speak of. I'm picturing him, but the name is not coming to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just took note of him. I think he was talking about the Arima situation, and of course, and the Arima situation specifically connected to Temple Street, and how do you dismantle those kinds of what he was calling it a dynasty, and how do you dismantle it? And well, you have to dismantle it, I guess. It maybe is what he was saying.
Yeah.
The TTPS has to dismantle. Because I remember
Kerwin Francis, Richard.
Kerwin Francis.
He's the head of Northern Division. Thanks,
Okay.
thanks both Mr. Amjad Ali and Jaron. And I got a contact for him, so I can share it with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll share it in the group. Morning, Amjad. You always tell me don't call him Mr. Amjad Ali. Call him Amjad. Good morning, Mr. Amjad Ali. Better known as Amjad, owner of Furniture Plus. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Amjad.
In this town hall meeting, they said over 1,000 officers are before the courts, and it tells a bad story. Wow.
Over 1,000 officers.
That's what
Before
he
the
said.
court?
Yeah,
That's an incredible number.
that's what he said.
That's 1/7. Isn't that 1/7 of your force? Isn't the force like
Who
7,000?
gave that information?
That came from Senior Superintendent Michael Pear.
Wow. But they should give a breakdown as to why they are before the court.
Yeah.
Or what are they before the court for?
Is it that they're talking about officers who are there in a prosecutorial role?
No, he
Or
didn't.
they're talking about charged?
He just said before the courts.
On
That
charges?
sounds like charged.
Yeah.
Well, as we just got the number for Kerwin Francis, we might as well call it.
Yeah, you'll have it there.
Let me see what they're saying. I was reading that.
Or you could call the public information officer. I'll recuse myself from the interview, but you could call the
Yeah.
public information officer.
I'll be honest with you guys, in order for me to call like Kerwin Francis, I have to get permission first, and they also have to get permission. They have to get permission in order to speak.
But no, he can tell you that.
Yeah. Well,
He's the head of Northern Division. So, the head of Western Division, Port of Spain Division does need permission to speak?
yeah.
He does?
Yeah. That's what I've been told. They just cannot come and speak just like that.
Who told you this earlier?
I'm not going to ask that.
A senior police officer when I called for someone one time.
What?
Yeah. And it's a lengthy process. Oh my goodness. You would not believe. But I'll try. Let me try. Let's try failing, as I always say. I love to try failing.
Well, I always
But
like to
call
try
Ms.
winning.
Joan Archie, the head of the corporate communications unit. Who is the main spokesperson? Well, she's the head of that department. The main spokesperson is Richard Fran. You could call her. All right, so Steve is trying to get an officer who could verify some of the information that we've been reading about in terms of over one. Richard, I'm not hearing you.
If it's only me, but you're frozen for me, am I frozen for you?
No, you're not.
You're frozen for me again.
Okay, well, there's.
I know Richard. He's fine here. Okay, not getting him. I'll try him again.
If you're trying to other people watching on and seeing that Wendell is frozen, or is it just?
Am I frozen?
I don't know.
I don't know if you are.
Paul, is it he frozen for you? Well, Paul is frozen.
Paul is frozen completely. Just cold as ice.
Oh God.
He's as frigid as where the Titanic sank.
You see, I'm seeing Paul, but I'm not seeing you moving.
None of you are frozen.
I'm good, Richard. I
No,
think it's
Steve is frozen. Steve was,
when
but
you
none
say
of
that,
Steve is
though,
not
Richard,
frozen.
a message comes up. Steve was playing cool.
I'm seeing Paul and Steve, but for me, you are frozen. Isn't that weird?
Maybe it's an Arima thing then.
It's weird because I'm seeing everybody else, but except you. I mean, I'm seeing you, but I'm just that you're frozen.
All right, but I'm seeing you moving and talking.
Yeah. Well, what's causing that?
I don't know. Because every now and then a message comes up that my bandwidth is low and it'll affect video. So
Yeah, I get it all the time. I don't take that on anymore.
Yeah, I don't take it on, but it comes up every now and then.
So when your bandwidth been low for a while though.
It has been, I have to admit. You're absolutely correct, sir. But it's not frozen.
And the numbers are
222-TALK, 222-8255, and 1-866-525-1099. Did I get that correct? Is it 866?
Yep.
All right, 866-525-1099. We are taking your calls. It's Friday. It's the start of potentially what could be a long weekend because next Tuesday is a public holiday.
Yeah.
So it's
And
Indian arrival day.
Thursday the week after, I believe.
And yes, the following Thursday is Corpus
Yes.
Christi.
Yes.
And then later down in the month is Labor Day. Lots of holidays coming up. 3 in the not too distant.
Whether they're going to use fake profiles, whether they're going to use their own profiles, but even if it is, find the plan, create the plan, the strategy or whatever, bring it here once you get approval. Whether it is, you see, 13 people now, you might just need 5 or 7 to do strict PR, so you could do some propaganda. Whether they're going to use fake profiles, whether they're going to use their own profiles, whatever they do. And what you will have to consider is finding a way to employ people on the THA side. Could be menial tasks.
We don't have to pay. Yeah, most of them kind of got away to Chanel, and we found that.
And most of them kind of get employed already.
Yeah. So that's the others who not employed to bring them in because they are happy to do the thing on the side voluntarily. Once we employ them 8 to 4 in a lucrative.
So they get income.
Yes, that is what we know. So we will organize.
And that will help. That will help, even with as I was indicating, with the challenge you raised in terms of how Tobagonians are responding to the moves in Trinidad. That can help in shaping the narrative. Because about shaping the narratives. I don't want us to stop campaigning and then switch it back.
Well, if some young people were hoping for employment soon, that's it, out the door.
All right, we do have a call. Good morning.
Steve, good morning.
Morning.
Wendell, good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Davide.
Hi, Richard and Paul. Good morning to
Good
both.
morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
So, before I go further, Wendell, Mr. Penal might not call today because he was chastised by Richard yesterday for referring to Dr. Rowley as a hooligan.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so when he came today. So, let me make my contribution. Richard, I want to find out something.
Just before you go.
Calls, it's video calls and video recordings admissible in court in Trinidad?
In some instances, yes. I think yes.
Yes.
I mean, you remember 201, room 201, and that was that person, and when you all saw that person. So, having that voice now, it is even for me, it's even worse to say that is me. So, in a case like that, I will not admit it is me. So, calling for resignation and so on.
No, there are the forensics that can identify beyond a certain percentage of surety that cannot be admissible in court if a voice is yours. They can do spectrograph analysis and identify if it's your voice by using a comparison of another verified voice of yours, a sample of yours. They can.
Okay, well, well then we're not seeing any resignation because that doesn't happen in Trinidad and Tobago at all. So even worse things. So that's in a green donkey we're not going to see. Right. So that's my first point. My second point is, last night I listened to Dr. Rowley, a part of it anyway, not all of it. And I don't know, I don't know about lawyers. How is it that one lawyer has a point of view and the next one, I know it's subjective, but why is it so far different from what it is? So who is right and who is wrong?
Well, the whole legal system is adversarial by nature. Remember, that's why you go to court and you have opposing sides. If it's a criminal matter, it's the DPP's office, theoretically, against defense attorneys. In civil matters, it's attorney against attorney. So it's adversarial by its very genetics. Either you're coming into the court system at all is because you have a perspective of a particular case and how you see it should go, and the other side has a different perspective that could be completely different. And the judicial officer is the one who decides.
Okay, because sometimes I wonder when I listen to analysts, legal analysts saying something, and then on the other side I hear the next set of legal analysts saying something else. I'm confused.
But now, think about this. Think about the judgment in the case recently 3 said one thing and 2 said something else, and these are highly trained, experienced legal minds, so it's not always consensual.
Yeah, that is it, so so that is confused me. Yes, totally all the time that confuses me. So I just don't understand. And another thing with the police commissioner, Paul, when she was there in the JSC meeting, Paul, for me, I just get the feeling that she's never ready or have information at hand to be talking, in a fluent way. Always have to be slowing down and thinking. I don't know. There are people who do that because I think Barack Obama does that. For me, he's taking too long to answer. I get fed up. I want to.
I think the issue with Mrs. Christopher is that not everyone has the gift of effective communication.
I think she should take a course, because look at so many radio stations and so many people come out from these short courses in DJing and radio announcement. So I think she should go and take a course in communication.
You wanted to be a DJ?
Well, better she a DJ, she might get to learn fast, talk fast, Because when I listen, I get turned off, to tell you the truth. Even though something might be of substance, it doesn't fit in for me.
She doesn't impart confidence in what she says, in my opinion.
Yes, that is it. You're not feeling confident and want to listen. You're eager to hear what she's saying, but after a few minutes, I get bored of listening to her. Oh my gosh! Anyway, you all have a wonderful weekend.
All right, take care.
Right, bye.
All right, 222-8255. Toll free, North Americans, 866-525-1099. Of course, I was just, folks, we have to be so careful. Huh? I just saw a video. A young man is in a vehicle in Curep, and an Aqua vehicle pulled up. Guys jumped out and went in by the man and took his car. Then ran behind him and robbed him. 8:40 last night.
Wow.
You can't even stop. Anyway, I don't know.
You have to be always on your guard.
I am just so fed up.
Always on your guard.
Yeah.
You have to be vigilant. You have to be really vigilant.
As I said, I have a vehicle that locks after it drives off a few kilometers, right? After you drive off a bit. But yet still, as soon as I get in that vehicle, I lock the doors. I don't wait till it drives off for it to automatically.
I don't understand why you and Paul would do anything like that. Aren't you all protected by the blood of Jesus?
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
You don't have to study anything. There is no powerful, more force field than the blood of Jesus Christ that surrounds you and your vehicle.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Once you want to all sit, you all don't have to do anything. You don't have to lock a door, Wendell.
I hear you, but Richard, guess what? I think though, and I'm agreeing with you, that because of the protection of the blood of Jesus is what protected me when they came and tried to rob me, and they shot at me, and the bullet missed me in my head, okay? And then the second time when they pointed a gun at me to take my vehicle, and also they didn't shoot that time, but they jumped in my vehicle and drove off. I put that down as the protection of the blood of Jesus, and several other incidents I can put to the protection of the blood of Jesus, including what I'm currently going through. I think it's the blood of Jesus also protecting me.
What you're currently going through?
All my other issues, all my other personal issues.
Like, for example?
Like none of your business. You're too fast.
You see how the blood of Jesus just come out and protect me there through using Richard?
I am a vessel.
You sure it's Jesus? You sure it's Jesus, right?
He clearly is a vessel.
You have another fella, who has some powers too.
No. He ain't coming to my protection. He tried to
really?
destroy me. He tried to
Good morning, caller.
Using people.
Talking about the blood of Jesus Day.
Well, we know it's not Richard.
Anytime they start to talk that, the demons has come out,
It can't be. It certainly wouldn't be Richard. You understand? Because Richard went from altar boy to I don't know what. And Wendell,
Paul. Yeah, okay.
Wendell,
Yes, Zina.
I hope you're protected with it by the blood of Jesus when you go Ghana and all about out there.
Oh,
Hope
yes.
you're safe.
You see
All
this
right.
symbol on my Zina? Are you on YouTube? You see this symbol on my chest? It's an
No,
Adinkra
I
symbol.
don't
It's
think
from
no.
it's from Ghana. It's called the Giniami. It
Oh
means
God.
accept God. It
So
means
that's
accept God.
all right. So you're well protected.
I consider myself to be.
I wonder if I one person in there ain't talking about God at all, you know. I wonder how protected he is.
He
Which
is
one?
Good
very
morning.
protected. He is
Morning,
very
Dr.
protected.
All right, Zena. Thank you.
No, don't go. Hey, you're running me off?
Yeah, I have a lot of calls coming through.
All right, okay.
So go
I'll
ahead.
go.
Make your point. Make your point.
No, well, I'm saying I did not hear Dr. Paul make any, I'm not hearing him these mornings.
You're not?
Paul. No, and he not by me. So I
I
don't
call you
think,
since 6 o'clock. You answer. You answer. What I gotta tell you?
you calling me since 6 o'clock?
Friday is not my day.
I see. All right. I'll go on. Boy, name say the time up. I'll
All
go
right,
on,
Zina.
Steve.
Bye
All
bye.
right. Good morning. Oops, it is. All right. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I am not responsible for your safety, and I have taken no measures for you to be responsible for your own safety. So it's the wild, wild Somalia over here. That came after the wild, wild west. I mean, people can do. You see, it's not just about me, the law abiding, all my life. It is about the message that was sent to the criminals, that my victims are vulnerable. Nobody is responsible for protecting them, so I can just go and harvest. Like people just go and shoot these animals and cook them or for sport or whatever they do. But I'm just saying that we have become the prey, and the predators have been told, go ahead. There's no protection. Nobody's responsible for our safety. So I want to suggest in this scenario here that since nobody is responsible for my safety, can you put something in place where people can defend themselves, like give them weapons? We don't expect to be toting these huge guns around. No, we don't even want that. And I don't even want a gun, a handgun or whatever they call it now, right? But people do. I read a Facebook post. I don't know how true it is. I haven't seen any comments, so I didn't check back. That a businessman shot a bandit last night. Now, this is what I would prefer to hearing the kind of thing that I'm hearing, regarding robberies and so on. It is my feeling, right? And I don't see how we could disagree with it, that if a couple bandits get shot at, not even shot dead, which I would prefer, shot at every week, they're going to think about it. They're going to think twice about it. Because if a dog runs you in the street, like they used to run after my father's bicycle, he got a Tamron whip. And after a couple of weeks, they got the message, right? Some of them got the Tamron whip while he was riding by. So I'm just saying that the bandits will get the message. This is how our brain works. React to the environment. And the changing environment of people shooting back is going to make, you notice how they're moving now? They've moved from home invasion to robbing you at the bank, and they will shift again and shift again and shift again as those targets harden up. But they have to be shot. Dead, preferably. Thank you.
Good morning.
Hey, morning, everybody.
Morning, Mr.
Wendell
Patrick.
Stephen and Paul Richard. I see Ragobarsingh. Morning. There's a guy who got robbed with his $65,000 who come from the bank. Nice? I sit down and I try and analyze this thing. This man have a license firearm, right? Man have a license firearm in the car. Right? They follow this guy straight into the gas station. He wasn't aware of what was going on. And they open the car, take the license firearm, and take the money. It did not a shootout. When you go to the bank to draw kind of $75,000 or $100,000 or something, right? It's because you're going to do some kind of business, you're going to pay people or some kind of thing. Right? I don't right.
You're going to do something with the money. It's your money.
You're going to buy a car or something, right? So therefore, it have a third party somewhere. It always have a third and a fourth and a fifth party, because if I'm doing construction, I have to pay people Friday, as we talked the last time. People now go into the bank to draw money.
Say if I'm going to draw the money for you as the third party, why would I rob you?
But you tell your friend, you set up that, I robbing you.
So that my friend robs me and I have the money to pay you. That makes plenty sense.
No. But it's just out there long and I'm sitting up already.
I think I understand what Mr. Patrick's saying.
You're telling your friend to rob me.
Mm-hmm.
But that money coming back to me too.
Yeah. That's a possibility, yeah. Mr. Patrick.
I know people that rob whole payroll. I want to investigate the thing. There are people who know the man are going to collect the money to pay workers.
That's true.
You're going to draw 100,000 in the bank, just 7,000 in the bank. Just you went and purchase something with somebody know you're going to purchase something. Look, I tell you, I have a relative who come from Tobago to buy a car, a van on the port. Some connection on Facebook with some van on the port. That happened this year. And when the police make an arrangement to meet there, when they don't see the body, but when they leave the port now and they going across the traffic light between Togo and the highway, a car punks on them and rob them, beat the girl, tell the man on the car and asking them, where the money?
Mm-hmm.
You all know about it?
That, Mr. Patrick, what you're saying are things that are in fact happening. Nobody doubting you.
Them things going on there. That man going and buy engine. He take out 25,000 from the bank to go and buy engine up in Nigeria Republic. And people waiting up there for you. I don't know about police. You remember that news last year? So sometimes people talking the business with genuine people who they feel genuine, and them have a friend, and you see the cell phone, the most dangerous thing on the face of the world is our cell phone. Mm-hmm. Cell phone could put you in place at any second. You understand? Mm. So when people doing business transactions with other parties, you don't know who you're doing business with now outside of that, brother? You don't know who you're doing business with.
That's true. All right, Mr. Patrick, take care. Yep. You have to be eternally vigilant now. Eternally vigilant.
You do.
I think the scariest part of all that's going on, though, is that fear of being in your own yard and someone coming in to accost you. That, to me, is the biggest fear, right?
Yeah. All right, 222-8255. Toll-free North Americans, 866-525-1099. I was just watching another video here of the supermarket being robbed at Jerry Junction in Waterloo a day ago. Fellas really don't care, you know. Fellas really don't care. But when they go in jail, they cry in. Can't handle it. That video that young man did a couple of weeks ago saying, don't come here, it's not a nice place, an inmate. They're watching that, you know. They're watching that. Good morning, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
The home invasion, the vehicle that is picking up and dropping off these bandits to raid people's house. You're not hearing anything about the vehicles. Why they don't take down the number for vehicles and steal the vehicles from the drivers, and then the drivers will say who they pick up and where they drop them off?
But nobody focusing on those drivers.
Ms. Thompson, I just find it with the TDPS, where it used to be quite informative, has just gone.
Because they have chauffeur. The bandits have chauffeur, fancy cars. It's ridiculous. They need to do something about those drivers.
Good morning.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
Everybody good?
Can't complain.
All right. I have a question I want to ask about a law in Trinidad, and maybe Richard can help me. Every evening I look at a show on YouTube about crime. Okay, it's at 5:45, and I'm seeing a lot of robberies that are not making mainstream media reporting in Trinidad.
Boy, I don't think we have enough time for that, yes?
Huh?
Real robberies not coming out, you know.
All right, this is the thing about it. They are showing the people's face who are committing the robberies, and that particular producer is having some sort of success with getting people arrested. Up here in America, mainstream media plays these people's faces also the same way, and the people get caught 2-3 days after, right? They actually show the robbery progress. I was told by a police officer in Trinidad that it is against the law for TTT and CNC and all of them to show the people's face. Is that so? Because the other person is showing it on YouTube. Could anybody answer that is really so? That it's against the law for them to show the person's face?
I don't know that it's against the law for broadcast media to do it. The presumption of innocence is there, but I don't know that it's against the law. I'm not sure for broadcast media. But broadcast media, in a certain sense, is irrelevant at this point, because more people watch those videos on social media via TikTok, via WhatsApp, via Facebook. More people watch those kinds of videos there, including YouTube, than they would in broadcast media. So even if broadcast media is not airing it, it doesn't really matter because more people watch it there anyway.
Okay, because broadcast media, once you do something up here, they blast your face all over. And
I'm not so sure there's any illegality with broadcast media doing it, but I'm saying that it's kind of not even relevant because it becomes viral quicker than broadcast media could broadcast it even if they want to.
Well, the broadcast media will have a different approach in many cases, because broadcasting a person and alleging that they're involved in a crime without the police being involved may open you to some sort of liability. Where YouTube, we don't have that issue.
Yeah.
Not
only YouTube, a lot of people watch those videos via TikTok and Facebook.
But that's what I mean. When I mean digital platforms, when I say YouTube, I mean digital platforms. So broadcast media is not going to take the same approach.
I think the more important question is when you see those things and people are obviously identifiable either by body line, by face, by what they say, if it is verbal. When you see that, and sometimes you have very clear pictures, there should be follow-up with these people being arrested, and the TTPS having some sort of digital platform that says, this video, this person has been arrested.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you don't get.
Or Richard, or the police legitimize it by saying this person is a person of interest, and please, if you have any information, call us.
Yeah. But the communication, the TDPS has just gone down.
The police here work with the media, or the media work very close with the police here. So as soon as they get a video, they blast it one time, and you cannot get away unless you leave the state. You know?
Yeah. So one of the points of difference there is that there is not as much of a distrust in some instances in the US with police and information gathering.
Well, because
I'm talking about a face on TV.
The police in the United States,
a face on TV.
Yeah, the police in the
United
United States, they have their own
with a gun. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Get more people. Huh?
Well, the police service in the United States has reputational issues of another direction to face. But when a crime is committed in whatever community in the United States, there is accountability, and certainly there is follow-up generally in pursuing whoever committed the crime.
Part of it, Richard, and guess also is that it's something we speak about with the police all the time. If the public is seeing that their assistance to the police on a regular basis is bearing fruit, the public will participate more. But the police, they're not good at PR and communication trying to go. They're inconsistent at best and poor in many cases.
I see.
It's like the woman who called a while ago and said when she sees the commissioner, she doesn't get a sense of confidence. All those things play into public confidence and trust in the police. If every week the police say, well, due to tips we received, XY bandit, XY ABC 123 were apprehended and charged, then the public will be more likely also to participate because you're seeing the feedback loop in the communication cycle. But according to given information, and you ain't seen nothing about it in the media, but my efforts bearing fruit to the police, I'm not going to participate as readily. And this is communication 101.
That's a good point, sir. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Have a nice day, weekend, everything.
All right, big guy. Have an enjoyable long weekend.
Yeah, sure, going to. Sure,
Alrighty.
going to. All right.
All right.
Bye.
And the police have a whole communication and media department.
Yeah, what happened to them now? You don't hear anything. You hear about the drug bust in Carnage. Did we hear anything afterwards? Okay, yeah, we did. Where one person was
But the
shot.
drug bust is one thing, Steve. But the drug bust, people in the public generally they don't associate the drug bust and the effects of transshipment with their everyday lives, and the home invasion.
No, but what I'm saying is that
and stuff.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that the TPS communication department, that's the last releases were on that. Nothing. I haven't seen anything
after the drug bust, Steve, and the police announcement of the charges being laid to one person. It's on to the courts. The police have no rule past the criminal justice system in the courts after that.
Well, I think
I'm not talking about that alone, you know.
I think you're missing your point, Steve. He is saying that was the last thing that they communicated. They've communicated nothing else.
We're saying the same thing.
No,
there
not
is no consistent regular communication with the police from the police.
Right, but you see, you zeroing in on one matter. Steve is saying,
I am not. I'm talking about every week the police should come to us and say X, Y, and Z. Or if there's a case, progress in a case due to public assistance, come out and say it.
Yeah.
And then when you have these lapses in situations like Mova and the young men who were killed on Independence Square and investigations of the officers alleged to be involved in corruption, the chasm of trust widens.
Mm-hmm. But who makes that decision? Because, I'm trying my best to stay out of this conversation for obvious reasons, right? But
I don't know the reasons. It's obvious to who? It's obvious to?
It's obvious to plenty people, trust me. You understand?
Like
I don't want nobody to say I was leading a barrage of criticism against them, and next thing you know, I end up in court again. I'm just saying that who makes that decision?
You end up in court for leading a barrage of criticism? I didn't know that.
Decision? Behave yourself now. You had a latch on everything. So who makes that decision? Is it the commissioner or is it Miss Archie, who is the head of the corporate communications?
I don't know the police protocol and leadership hierarchy and how the decisions are made.
It can't be the public information officer just deciding to call a press conference. And
well, they have meetings twice a week or 3 times a week. They will make a decision on what they want to divulge or not.
Yeah, well, right. So, and I'm
yesterday,
saying
there was a robbery at CNA supermarket in Boundary Road Extension, Arangways. 2-person shots. That's all we got. You know.
And then they have a habit of focusing, to be fair to them, heavily on press releases. Video is always better. Coming before the public and accounting on a week-to-week basis on the progress made in X, Y, and Z, and where you want the public health is a much more connected form of communication. They send a lot of press releases, to be fair. We get them in newsroom.
Yeah.
You understand? But how many of those end up on page 3 and 4 in the newspapers and the public can skim past that?
And I'm glad you confirmed that, because the last time I was anywhere around that person, last year sometime, that person was in communication with all the media houses and all the main media people giving out information. I saw it for myself. I witnessed it for myself. So maybe it's the media who not carrying the information that they get in.
A press release, press release is never going to be as effective as a press conference.
Correct.
You understand? You have to understand that. I don't want to have to school for the police and communication 101. You have a whole department where I had for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can take
Those of
some
you on
calls.
YouTube and
222-8255, North Americans 866-525-1099, and people on the web and the app, you can still send your messages. But of course, you can be interactive in the conversation.
That will be conver as opposed to conversation.
I know I was going to say convo and then I changed. I think I know how to say the word conversation.
Okay, I think you do too. You're a CIC boy.
those of you on YouTube and the other platforms, thank you for joining us. You can continue on power2fm.com online
It's 8
after the
o'clock.
8
All right.
a.m. newscast. And have a great weekend if you're leaving us now. Be safe.
I'm going to log back on after I do my usual salutations around this hour. In terms of getting ready to exit Arima. Are we going to the news, Steve?
Yeah, we are indeed.
All right.